Hello America, I'm in a little rush today, just doing a little bit of ironing. But this thought came to my mind about Mr. Obama, alright? Now, the fact that our congressional members refuse to impeach the president is bringing about different consequences. When you think about it, if a person is running for president and they don't have the qualifications to be president, let's say they already were elected as president and they don't have the qualifications and you can't trust that person with that power, then what's going to end up happening? Let's say you have a president that commits acts of treason, acts of violence, acts of tyranny, and that president then commits scandals by giving weapons to our enemies. And that president then begins to do things like lie to you. They say one thing, but they do the exact opposite. They abuse their powers. They abuse their constitutional powers. And then, let's say that president then gives weapons not only to our enemies, but also to people who are economic enemies to America. So that now they threaten our national security. And let's say that president commits over 1,000 scandals, and the president takes away your constitutional freedoms, and denies your constitutional freedoms, and then shuts down the freedom of speech, and then gives the internet over to the United Nations. What if that president does all of these things, and then you have a Congress who does nothing about it either? Then what that's doing is Congress is basically setting the stage for the next leader. They're allowing the unconstitutional acts of this president, namely Obama, to now make a precedent for the next presidents to come. So let's say if you're a Democrat and the next president's a Republican, and they do the same exact tactics that Obama did, you all would be in anger. You want to impeach, but it's too late. The precedent has already been set because you allowed it. You, Americans, allowed it. You're not holding your congressional members accountable for what this president is doing. He gave weapons to Al-Qaeda, all right? He gave weapons to Islamic extremists. That brought down the end of our Benghazi embassy. Our president did that. And we're not holding him accountable, evidently. We're not holding him accountable for giving high-powered rifles to the drug cartels, which killed thousands, tens of thousands of Mexicans, and yet they want the Mexican vote. No, we don't want to talk about that. Democrats are definitely not going to talk about it because they don't care how many Mexicans die. They just care about trying to get the Mexican vote, and they don't care how many Mexicans they've killed due to Obama's policies. And yet Ramos doesn't care either. He just wants to get more Mexicans to watch his program so he can make some money. That's all it's all about for Ramos. He just wants to create an incident to promote the same failed policies and socialism that the Mexicans and Latinos from all of South America left. And Ramos, the socialist, wants you Mexicans, Latinos to be under the oppression of such socialism. That's why he's an Obama advocate, because Obama's a socialist. So why come to America if you're going to vote for another socialist when you do get the power to vote? That's why you don't want to vote Democrat, Latinos. It's against all freedom and all decency, and it's against the Latinos to vote Democrat. Okay? But you want to vote conservative Republican, let's say Ted Cruz or something. But anyways, back to this. The next president that acts like Obama will then push the envelope further on a constitutionalness, and you will lose your constitutional freedom. You thought you lost your constitutional freedoms, and now wait till you elect a socialist. That's like Russia, all right? That's clamping down on the freedom of speech. That's clamping down on opposing views. That's clamping down on everything, and that's everything that's anti-American and socialist. And so I don't understand your thinking, America. Why in the world are you going to elect a socialist? And in fact, the Democrat Party is so socialist, they actually pushed up a socialist on their platform named Bernie Sanders. I mean, if that doesn't show you, then what is it going to take for you to stop voting for Democrats? But anyways, what's it going to take? You're going to lose everything? Okay, your internet is going to be shoved off to the United Nations thanks to net neutrality. What's it going to take for you to wake up? Okay, so now, since we didn't impeach Obama, now the next leader is going to be just as bad, or it could be worse now, especially if you don't vote for a conservative Republican. If you vote for another Democrat, oh my goodness, your country's done for. Done for. I mean, it's cooked, barbecued, all right? So if you're not going to elect the right candidate now, you'll be in trouble. So Obama set the precedent. Since we didn't impeach him, or we're not yet impeaching him, I don't understand what will it take for him to be impeached after he's given the on and off switch of the internet to the United Nations, and he's willing to sell weapons to our enemy, and Hillary Clinton was willing to give nuclear material to a Russian company which now owns 70% of all of our uranium deposits. Oh my goodness. And then that company's now in turn selling that uranium to who? Iran. All right, so now Iran is using our nuclear material in which they can throw their bombs or dirty bombs into America, plant them there. And then, of course, the instability that Obama created this big Islamic extremist migration crisis all throughout Europe. Now they're taking over Europe right now. And now they can easily take a plane over and ISIS can now come to America thanks to our president, Barack Hussein Obama. And that is his name, by the way. That's not making fun of his name. His name is similar to Saddam Hussein, but it happens to be Hussein. Actually, it wasn't his real name. His real name is Barry Soetoro, but somehow somebody decided to change his name because it's not his real name. So now we don't really know who Obama really is. It's just he made up his name. He made up his birth certificate. Well, we won't go there, actually. He had over 17 different social security numbers. Okay, but we won't go there, shall we? Because you're not interested in that kind of truth, are you? Some of you. Some of you don't mind truth, you know, but sometimes truth is too heavy. You just can't handle it, some of you. But now the fact that you're not dealing with the truth now means that you're allowing a precedent to take place. And even if Obama's impeached, at least it sets a precedent to the next president that says, hey, we don't like this. We think it's bogus for you to take away our constitutional freedoms and rights. And this will never happen again. And that's the kind of message, Congress, you need to send. Being that Republicans, you hold all the majority of the House and the Senate, and you should not fear the American people, because the American people will be right behind you if you have some guts. We'll be right behind you. Both Democrats and Republicans, independents, once you state your case why we're impeaching him, I'm sure the American people are not too stupid to revolt against that, because they understand what's at stake. What if the next president pushes the goalpost even further into communism? How far can you go? How far can we go with not holding Obama accountable for all these acts of treason? Oh my goodness. Using the IRS to attack his political enemies? That's pretty treasonous. That's pretty Stalinistic. You know, so what will it take? Thank you very much for listening.